Next week on Home and Away in the UK, Abby becomes overwhelmed at her first counselling session. Abigail's road to recovery continues to be rocky next week, as she bottles out of her first counselling session. It was clear from Abby's first reunion with her siblings back in September that things weren't quite right. And it wasn't long before Abby admitted to Big Brother Levi that she was struggling with drug addiction. After saving her from a shady guy she owed money to in the city, Levi and other sister Eden supported Abby as she went cold turkey. But whilst she is now through the worst of it, she still has to deal with the psychological issues. Having tried a group counselling session, Abby quickly decided that it wasn't for her. Levi was eventually able to convince Abby to see a counsellor one-on-one. But Abby is annoyed when Levi is forced to pull out of accompanying her next week in order to attend Bree's tribunal. Eden insists that she will take Abby instead, but this doesn't do much to placate her sister, who blames Eden for causing many of her issues by abandoning her in her teen years when she started hanging out with her lyric bandmates. As the pair head off to the counselling centre, Abby puts her earbuds in, determined to not engage in any conversation with Eden, and gives her the cold shoulder the entire way there. Abby's counsellor Tim is there to meet a nervous Abby on her and Eden's arrival. Though is surprised that Levi isn't with her, Abby retorts that he's busy. As per usual, Tim can see that there is tension between the two sisters as he leaves Abby to fill in the appropriate forms. As they wait on the veranda for Tim to call her inside, Abby's anxiety is palpable. Eden does her best to try and calm her sister down, but Abby bites her head off, telling her to shut up. When Tim comes out, ready to start the session, Abby suddenly decides that she can't go through with it. Abby retreats to the van as Eden is left to apologize to Tim, telling him that she'll go after her. Tim wonders if Abby needs a few minutes to herself, but Eden asks if he'd be willing to wait whilst she tries talking to her. If they leave now, then Eden knows that Abby will never return. Abby is scrolling on her phone when Eden returned to the van, telling her that she's changed her mind and wants to go home. Eden asks what she's got to lose, but Abby ignores her question and instead asks her to drive her home. Frustrated, Eden takes Abby's phone and says they're not going anywhere, reminding Abby that she said she wanted to change. Eden warns her sister that she may not get another chance at this after Levi pulled some strings for her. But it's clear that it's all too overwhelming for Abby. The two sit in the van, but Eden refuses to drive them home, deciding to wait it out as Tim watches on from afar. Abby sees it as Eden trying to take control of her once again. But as Eden deliberately winds up Abby by drumming on the steering wheel, Abby finally cracks, announcing that talking to a perfect stranger about her issues is better than having to be in her company. As Abby storms out of the van and walks back to the center to finally start her session with Tim, Eden is satisfied that her plan worked. Will Tim's guidance buy the support that Abby needs to come to terms with her issues?
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.